Hey everyone, it is Leisha Chamberlain and we are working on step 2 of meal planning. So yesterday we organized, we pre-planned, and we color-coded our meal plan so that we had kind of those initial steps done. Today we are actually going to start writing in some meals on your plan. So I'm excited to dive in and to really show you how I get started. And we're just going piece by piece with this so that you can really break this down and make it a process that is easy, that's simple, and that you can do every week. Now, if you are joining us for each one of these sessions, then it may seem like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna fit that into my schedule each week? But when you think about it, when you have this process streamlined, it's gonna go so fast for you. We're just taking the process step by step this week so that you can learn how to do it and so that you can ask questions and really get a feel for how to effectively meal plan so that when you're doing it on your own, you can just fly through this. So our second step of meal planning is dinners. And I know that probably seems like, well, why aren't we starting at the beginning of the day? Why are we starting with dinners? Well, one of my main reasons for starting with dinner is because this is really one of the times that is hardest for us to find meals that work. Because dinner is probably when you are most often together as a family. You probably are, trying to juggle schedules. And so this is one of probably the most complicated meals to plan for you and your family. So by taking that into consideration first, we're able to kind of look at some ways that we can make dinners easier and we can plan to save ourselves time, to save ourselves headaches, and to make sure that we don't just run to the local pizza station or wherever it is that you typically go when you just don't have time to create a family meal. So before we really dive into things, I want to just mention 4 of the things that I think about as I'm planning dinners into my weekly meal plan. The first thing is obviously your family schedule. Think about what you have in the week ahead and fit that into your plan and plan ahead for it. And I'll talk about how we can kind of do that as we get into the actual active portion of this part of the workshop. The second is think about your family preferences. So I know it can be really difficult to plan a meal that everyone likes, but we're all about saving time, saving money, and just making the most out of each meal that you plan. So when you think about maybe some ways that you can tweak a recipe so that everybody will enjoy it, or so you can separate out some ingredients so that your kids will eat it, but you can also eat it, then it makes it easier for everybody. It makes it easier for you because you're not making multiple meals. And so we'll talk a little bit about that as we go through the meal plan too. The third thing is maximizing ingredients. So I mentioned that one of the reasons that I meal plan each week is to help me save money, to save on our grocery budget. So I like to see where I can overlap some ingredients. I do it a lot with our proteins. And so by doing that, I get to buy in bulk and I save money that way. And then the fourth thing is using your leftovers. Planning leftovers into your meal plan will also help you save time, save money, and just make life a little bit easier. So those are the 4 basic things that I think about when I'm planning dinners especially. So let's just dive into this and you'll see kind of how I think through things, and we'll get some ideas on paper so that you start constructing your meal plan. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera so that you can see my meal plan. All right, so right now it is a blank slate. We don't have anything on there. Just a little. All right, so hopefully you can see that. again, this is the same one that I was using yesterday. So you can see I have all of my color coding done on the side there, and hopefully you have yours all completed too. The other thing that I was sure to bring along with me today is my recipe ideas list. So hopefully you have that, and then I like to meal plan with a pencil, just because that way if I change my mind, I can always switch it without making things look really messy. So I mentioned that one of the first things that I like to think about is our family schedule. And that's really important with our dinners, because I'm trying to make sure that we meet all of our deadlines if we have activities at a certain time or whatever it may be. So I think about what the week looks like, what activities we have going on in the evening. So I know Tuesdays are small group, so I'm just gonna mark that. I just put an SG on the calendar so I remember, oh yeah, we have small group on Tuesdays. Friday is, we're gonna actually be out Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that in on the schedule. I don't have to plan a meal for Friday because we're gonna eat out that night. And then we don't have anything else on the schedule. And again, we're thinking a week in advance. So this would be for next week. So that gives me an idea of what I need to plan for. You know, if you have kids who are busy with after school activities and practices and things like that, then make a little note on your meal plan so that you can think, oh, I really need to make sure that I plan an easy meal for Wednesday night because we have ball practice and dance and small group, whatever it is. By thinking that through ahead of time, it'll give you just a little bit of a prep time, and just help you think about what type of meal you want to schedule on what night. You may even just want to do leftovers on a night that you have lots of activities. The second thing I said were preferences. So maybe your family is just, you have some picky eaters. We all have those in our family. So maybe instead of doing like a casserole dish, you could do things like chicken tender salad, so that you can have a chicken salad, and maybe your kids and your husband, or you could add in, instead of doing the salad so much, they could maybe do a different side like sweet potato fries or something like that. So think about ways that you don't have to actually create a whole new meal, but you can still accommodate everyone's preferences. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. So Monday, that's the first day of the week. We don't have anything special going on. I know that I want to find a meal with a red, a green, and a yellow. So red again is protein, green is veggie, and yellow is carb. So what I'm gonna do is take a look at our recipe list, and let's see. All right, so I have chicken with baked sweet potato, and that doesn't have a green, but it'd be really easy to add one in there. So that's what I'm gonna put on Monday night. So chicken with sweet potato. And then my green, I'm just gonna do green beans. All right. So I know I'm doing chicken, that would be my protein, sweet potato would be my carb, and green beans would be my vegetable. Now, this is where we're going to talk about how you can maximize your ingredients there. So one of my main proteins for the week is going to be chicken. I can prep that ahead of time, I can cook it ahead of time, and then I'm going to use that in another meal at least throughout the week. So let's see. I see that I also have a chicken salad on my list. I'm gonna put that one, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on Tuesday night because that's gonna be really easy. I have the chicken already made. All I'm gonna have to do is throw together some greens, and I have a complete meal that I really didn't have to do a lot of work for on small group night. So that is gonna save me time. It's gonna help me still get a complete meal on Tuesday night before small group. But I do know I need a carb with that one. So I'm gonna add some quinoa into that meal too. I enjoy a salad kind of with that mix of greens and quinoa. So that is what I'm gonna do on Tuesday night. All right, and I know that the meals that I make are actually primarily just feeding my husband and I. Our daughter eats pretty much what we eat most of the time, but she doesn't eat a lot. So I know I can make a couple meals last a couple of nights. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this chicken with sweet potato on Wednesday night too. So I've made my chicken last 3 meals. And so, you know, as I create my grocery list, I'm just gonna know, hey, I'm using that for 3 meals. I probably want to get at least 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. So I can buy a little bit more and stretch it over more meals that way. But again, I will cook the chicken and sweet potato and green beans on Monday night, and then on Wednesday night we can just have leftovers. So that's really, really easy. Now that pretty much probably maxes out our chicken for that week. So I'm gonna think about what else can I make? So I really like spaghetti squash with meat sauce. So I'm gonna do that on Thursday night. We don't have anything crazy going on Thursday night, so I should have plenty of time to put that together. And honestly, you can do a spaghetti squash in the crock pot. So if that's something that you want to try, you can throw it in the crock pot and not have to cook it the night of or whatever. So spaghetti squash with meat sauce, I know spaghetti squash is actually gonna be my green. The meat sauce would give me a red. So I need to add a carb in with that. We could do a lot of different things, but I am probably gonna do, may honestly even add some black beans into my meat sauce just to give it a little more body, and that gives me that carb that I'm looking for too. All right, so that is Thursday night. So we have Monday through Thursday planned. Friday, I know that we're gonna be out, so I don't need to plan that. And now we have Saturday and Sunday. So I'm gonna use turkey in my meat sauce, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to use that somewhere else in the meal plan so that I am not just buying turkey for one thing. So let's look at our list of recipe ideas. I'm gonna do the stuffed peppers. Stuffed peppers. Okay, now the really fun thing about this is with my stuffed peppers, I can actually use some of that meat sauce from Thursday night. So, you know, I'm gonna have to prepare the peppers on Saturday, and I'm gonna have to put everything together. But if I just bulk up on the meat sauce that I made on Thursday, then on Saturday I can essentially just put stuff together and stick it in the oven. So with my stuffed peppers, that's gonna have my meat sauce in it. I'll add in some rice or quinoa for that carb, and then the peppers obviously are gonna give me a green. So that in itself is a complete meal. And then honestly on Sunday, I'm just gonna write in leftovers, because I know with all of those meals that I have planned already, with the amount that we eat for each meal, we are going to have some odds and ends left over. I don't know exactly what will be be there, but I know that I'm safe to just plan leftovers for Sunday, and that's kind of our catch-up day anyway, so it's an easy day to just throw things together that are in the fridge still. So there you have it. That is the second step of meal planning after we have organized or outlined what food groups we want to fit into each meal. Then we're going to go ahead and plan those dinners. So I would love for you to check in with your meal plan of your dinners in the comments below so that we can share ideas, so that you're not only getting this one meal plan that you create, but you will also benefit from getting some of the meal plans from other people in the group as well. So if you have any questions, also feel free to reach out and let me know. But I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.